shortly before current light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier's debut fight in Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC). I stumbled upon a truly bizarre phenomenon while trudging through one of the sport's many appalling forums, the Mir Curse, one of the rare absolutes in a uniquely volatile sport. In short, if you beat Mir, you will lose your next fight. Counting the odd instance wherein Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin had each beaten Mir in their latest fights, resulting in Lesnar winning that bout and then losing his next one. This happened to 6 consecutive fighters without fail. Mir's fought 7 times since I wrote that article, going 2-5. And considering his recent self-imposed release from the organization following a failed drug test, I figured now was as good a time as any to see how MMA's own mutation of the Mir Curse has progressed. When last we left our hero, his accursed face left Junior Dos Santos at the mercy of Cain Velasquez in their first rematch. Here is what has happened since. Mir vs. Daniel Cormier. The fight between these two was a first in quite a few ways. It was Cormier's first fight in UFC, the first time Mir ever lost by decision, and the first time the Mir Curse failed to take effect. Cormier controlled the fight en route to an underwhelming unanimous decision and then, despite all known laws of the MMA universe working against him, did the exact same thing to Roy Nelson 6 months later. This anomaly prompted a re-evaluation of the once ironclad law of do unto Mir as another will shortly do unto you. Was the curse finally broken? Did it only apply to those who knocked him out? Or was Daniel Cormier just immune? Mir vs. Josh Barnett. The first hypothesis didn't last long. 4 months after putting on an infighting clinic against Mir, which was capped off by a fight-ending knee, Josh Barnett stepped into the cage against Travis Browne as a small favorite. He lasted all of 60 seconds before getting his skull turned to mush by a series of vicious elbows. Obviously, more data was needed. Mir vs. Alistair Overeem. The second hypothesis went down in flames 1 fight later. Overeem battered the hell out of the former champion, but couldn't put him away despite at least one 10-8 round and 0 quality offense coming back at him. Ben Rothwell had quite a bit more quality offense to offer, culminating in a thumping right hand that demolished Demolition Man for the 9th time in his career. The Rothwell-Overeem fight was something of a tragedy, not because the big Dutchman got his brains scrambled, but because Cormier's move to 205 pounds basically eliminates any possibility that he'll rematch Mir to find out if the first result was an outlier. Indeed, it's a tremendous loss for science. Mir vs. Antonio Silva and Mir vs. Todd Duffy. Mir won these fights, so they are useless for our purposes. Mir vs. Andrei Arlovski. Arlovski was actually the very first enforcer of the Mir Curse, having flattened Ian Freeman not long after the Machine's upset of Mir. This time around, Stipe Miocic dished out some turnabout following the Pitbull's decision over Mir and did so with aplomb, starching him in just 54 seconds. Nothing personal, Andre. It's just how things are. Mir vs. Mark Hunt. No lie, I was prepared to recommend a bet on Hunt at UFC 200 before remembering the existence of the Mir Curse. Good thing, too, as Super Samoan went from crushing Mir with a single right hand to carrying nearly 300 pounds of pissed-off Brock Lesnar for 15 minutes. Thanks, Mir Curse. The future of Mir Curse.